Hello, so we are here at Sneinton Market Avenues to find out more about ethical and sustainable.
How can a man like me be in the light? Life is little, short as they say, then why is the night shine? As the sun goes down, Sneinton.
Hi, I'm Selena. I run Selena's shop, so I specialise in women's vintage from the 70s to the 90s. Lots of bright prints, prairie dresses, floaty maxis, lots of handbags, to car boot sales with my grandparents. So from a young age I was just obsessed. I started by just selling a few bits from my own wardrobe, and then once they all sold I started buying a few more extra bits, and it's just sort of grown very naturally, to be honest.
And then what is sustainable fashion to you?
Well, to me, it's so important. I've just been brought up to be more sustainable. We didn't have like loads of money, so we would always shop at charity shops, car boot sales, and I always thought it was more exciting to find clothes that way, so like one of one. Obviously, with like fast fashion and the impact it's having on the environment, like sustainable fashion is just like the way forward. I think we should always try to make smaller changes to be more sustainable. This handbag, it's a 1950s in the shape of a coconut. It's so cute. I don't think you can fit much in there, probably just use some money and a lipstick. But yeah, I just absolutely love it. And the print on there is really cute. So I found this at a flea market, I think, about a year ago. So I hung on to it for a while for myself, and I've decided to let it go. Find me online. I sell through Depop, so my shop is Selena's shop, and I also sell through Instagram, where I've got my own website link, which my Instagram is Selena's shop __.
Hiya, my name's George. This is Cheeky Pancakes. So we started Cheeky Pancakes during lockdown. I originally wanted to do crepes, and I was just looking online at videos of how people do it and looking for a bit of inspiration. And I saw these poffages. So they're Dutch mini pancakes made with milk, flour, buckwheat and eggs. And yeah, they're amazing. They're so cool. This is my chariot. It's all hand built, all upcycled woods.
Do you think you might carry on Cheeky Pancakes beyond lockdown?
We're gonna give this a real go. This is our new business. We're looking for new markets to trade in all the time. We love Sneinton Market. It's been good to us. Check out our Facebook page. We're known as Cheeky Pancakes on Facebook. Instagram, we're cheeky.pancakes. Check us out.
Fabulous.
You can't miss us. Look at our big orange gazebo.
Luminous.
Hi, I'm Kimmy, and I run currently Kimmy, which is this. So I do artworks behind. I have a studio at Backlit. I work at Nottingham Contemporary, which is just up the road, and I also source vintage fashion. So having done fashion for many years, I mean I studied it at Nottingham Trent University. I worked at a shop called Collard Manson, and I ran that for 3 years, and I worked with Vivian Westwood as well as visual merchandiser. And as much as I loved being in that realm, just something wasn't sitting right with me when it came to sustainability, which is why I then started doing the vintage fashion. But I felt that I'd lost some creativity as well, and I wanted to get back into it. So I started drawing again. So I would say that I'm usually a pointless artist, but I've recently got into watercolour, so I've got 2 new pieces here. I love mythology. I'm a massive nerd. So anything sci-fi fantasy based is going to be embedded in my work somewhere. Dizzy Ink do all of my printing as well, because it's a sustainable way of printing everything. It's risograph printed, so there's not that much waste in it, and it's on recycled Monken paper as well. All of my packaging is made from cornstarch as well, so it's biodegradable, it's all sustainable. So I would say that my fashion is catered to everyone. I don't think that fashion should be gendered anymore. I think it's been a long time coming, and equality. So obviously, as you can see, I like catering to like different, colour palettes and such. But I went for a specific theme today, just for kind of rich autumnal pieces as well as still harking back to spring and summer vibes. So I mean, some beautiful pieces have gone today, many skirts as well. I really like outlandish stuff like this, which is great. And I did have a guy model this for me when I first made it years back. So some of the clothes you do see here are handmade from when I had a fashion brand a long time ago, and I've reworked them over the years. And then obviously different pieces that are sourced from different eras, so from the 40s all the way into the Y2K era. And then, but I also think that with vintage leather products, they could be easily recycled. So obviously upholstered into something else that could be of use rather than adding more to landfill. It's always better to kind of get rid and give it to a home that it is going to be loved in rather than just adding to a bigger situation. I guess it's trying to change people's mindset about mass consumption and what would be the benefit of the environment as well as the food industry, which is a huge problem. So even though there are some vintage leather products, if it's going to go to a good home and it's going to be recycled and used, it's much better than landfill. Cool, so if you want to check my stuff out, you can find me on Depop under the Kimchi Wardrobe, and with my artwork you can find me on Etsy and Instagram under Currently Kimmy.
Hi, we're Coty and we are a family-run Nottingham-based business. We launched in March of this year, so we've only been going for about 5 months, and we basically specialise in plastic alternatives. So we wanted to make it really, really easy for people who weren't sure where to start replacing all the single-use plastics in their home with sustainable and eco-friendly alternatives. So we started off with these boxes over here. We made the kitchen box, the bathroom box, and we've got kind of a self-care box called the stay-at-home box. But then since then we've kind of branched out, and now we've got kind of a whole range of things that will help you kind of incorporate more sustainable items into your daily life, basically.
So you can find out everything about Coty on our Instagram, which is @CotyBoxes. And then we sell all our products on our website, which is www.cotyboxes.com. We're on Facebook as well, and we also sell a range of our products on an Etsy shop.
Hi, I'm Ruby and this is my stall. Welcome to Piece of Nova. So Piece of Nova is a capsule jewellery concept collection which I created a few years ago when I was working in the jewellery industry for the past 8 years and realised I didn't know who and where and what my jewellery was being made from and where and how. So I went over to India, learned how to reclaim and recycle silver. I met all of the artisans that make all of my jewellery, so I know that everything is completely ethical, and yeah, just knowing who's made it and knowing that the materials, it hasn't been mined straight from the earth, and just by thinking a bit more about it, going and seeing how it's done, it is possible to make a bit of difference, make a change. You can find me online at www.pieceofnova.com. You can find me on Instagram @pieceofnova. You can find me on Facebook, Piece of Nova. And you can find me here once a month, and probably more markets. We've only started really recently. I've taken quite a long time to get all of the research and everything, so the quality is really good. Because that's another thing, I want the jewellery to last and to withstand the test of time. So everything here, I want it to be, classic. It's geometrical shapes that aren't going to, be part of fast fashion. It's zero waste and saying no to waste, because one thing could be worn in 10 different ways. Don't buy 10 things, just be more creative and conscious with what you're doing.
Hi, I'm Ruby and I'm the owner of Pattern Studio. It's my small little vintage business where I sell mainly vintage and Y2K clothing and accessories. I also do a little bit of homeware, so yeah, that's me. So this is one of my favourite pieces. It's a silk top. It's like a lettuce top. It's hand painted, I believe. And I kind of like the blue hues. And I like the fact that it's a bit sheer. It's kind of sexy, but also kind of modest at the same time. That's pretty much something that represents my brand. I like lightweight materials, flowy, summery, bright, and colourful. So yeah, this piece is very me and very Pattern Studio. So the main reason why I started selling clothes was because I was at uni and I had a bit too many clothes and I wanted to make a bit of extra cash. So I started selling things on the side. Started off with a pair of old trainers that I hadn't worn for a long time, and then slowly, gradually found that I actually liked the whole process. And then I started selling quite a bit on Depop, and gradually I've continued from there.
So can we know what about your socials and your clothes cater for?
Okay, so I mainly cater for ladies, but I also have quite a few unisex pieces, for example, like leather jackets, some shirts, and some blazers that I've got in the corner there. And in response to my socials, I've got Instagram and I've got Depop. My Instagram is @patternstudio, all one word, and my Depop is exactly the same, @patternstudio, all one word.
Oh yeah.
That's where you can find me.
Hello, my name is Signe, and my brand is DS Studio. Bit hard to pronounce, but it's DS Studio. And I have a studio down here in Sneinton Market, down in Unit 40 in Avenue C. I'm a sustainable brand, but I'm not like, let's just say, 100% sustainable, because that is so hard to be. And all the materials I have, I'm trying to use only what I have now, because I've been doing what I'm doing for like 20 years now. So I have so many materials I've just collected and collected because I'm so bad to throw out. So I use every little thing and save it, because I always feel like, oh, I have another plan with that. So for example, so I work in a mix, like this is a second-hand shirt. I have then colored myself and cut off. And then for example, this one is made from the scratch. It's from a fashion show. So I work in a mix of all kind of different materials. I mostly work in wool and cotton and silk. And then I love to make my own inspiration also. So I draw, a lot of the things I draw myself. So for example, this one, this is from a picture where my mom was holding out these slimy animals you play with when you're a kid. And then I have drawn her hands instead of, so I've been in and working with that picture and made it to a drawing and then printed it out, because it just become much more like original when you also work with the inspiration and actually try to make your own inspiration.
Hi, my name's Joanne and I'm here with the Nottingham Soapbox. We make soaps, bath bombs, solid shampoo bars and conditioner bars. In 2016, my son, he graduated from Nottingham University with a good degree and came home and said, I'm going to make soap. That was the start of the journey. He made the soap and went out with a wicker basket, door knocking, and grew the business to this, what it is now. Last September he went to work in London and he gave me the business. He said he had confidence in me. Before going, he showed me how to make the soap and all the safety that I need, and he made an in-depth Bible to everything that I need to do, and he's done. We're online at the Nottingham Soapbox. We attend markets. It's a bit of a hobby for me at the minute. I love making it.
I am Gail Bennett and I run the brand Soul and Flair. I'm based on Sneinton Market Avenues in a studio, which is a sewing studio, which we basically at the moment we manufacture for small other independent clothing labels, sustainable clothing labels through rework and made to order. And then my other side of the business is I sell vintage clothing alongside restyled clothing as well. Okay, so these are my restyled collections that I use men's shirts to create these very extravagant dresses with. So they're restyled men's shirts because men's shirts are one of the hardest selling items in charity shops. So when I heard that fact, I basically wanted to produce items of clothing for women out of the men's shirts because it's using more waste fabric. So every single one is different. They're all quite similar in style. So as you can see, kind of big skirts with the frill. We love big sleeves, big sleeves. These are my favourites. And that is stemmed into making just some shirts as well. So these are the cute little shirts that we made with, again, frill. It's still got all the aesthetic of a men's shirt, however they're just made a bit more feminine. And then because we like to use like as much fabric as possible, we then, with the smaller bits, make these little headbands that are like super fun, you know, like, yeah. So cute! So, alongside the vintage clothing and the restyle that we sell, I also sell dead stock 90s jewellery. So basically all this jewellery is brand new, comes in packaging, and it's from the 1990s era, so it's stock that was basically overproduced, hasn't sold, and I've managed to get my hands on it, and it's all brand new as well. Okay, so Soul and Flair on the social media is on Instagram and Facebook, and then I sell on mobile selling app called Depop, and that's mainly where I sell a lot of these creations and my vintage clothing. So that's Depop Soul and Flair, Instagram Soul and Flair, Facebook Soul and Flair.